Hello everyone and welcome to Blaugrana Everything and welcome back to the channel. And yes, FC Barcelona are champions of La Liga. Once again, they sealed the title with a 4-2 victory away at the RCD Stadium against, their bitter Catalan rivals Espanyol, who now are closer to getting relegated. And after some of the scenes that we saw after, that final whistle in Barcelona were celebrating their win, some of the scenes we saw from those Espanyol ultras or whoever those idiots were, I hope they get relegated. After seeing that, we do not need such kind of scenes in La Liga because ultimately it reflects bad on a moment when all of the eyes of the entire world were of course on FC Barcelona to see if they could in fact win their 27th La Liga title, and they did so in style, if I should say so myself. Now obviously, if you're Marc-Andre ter Stegen, like we saw after the final whistle, he was a bit upset that he conceded 2 goals, which I love to see. You want that record for the least goals conceded, you want that record as well for the most clean sheets, and unfortunately it wasn't to be this time around, but hopefully he can add to that. But aside from that, the performance by FC Barcelona, in particular the first half, was absolutely wonderful. Everybody knew what they were supposed to do and they did it to absolute perfection. We had to wait at least like 14 days, since we beat Osasuna to watch FC Barcelona play again, and I have to say they definitely delivered. It was well worth the wait. We knew that it could happen this weekend if Atletico de Madrid dropped points. That's exactly what happened. They lost to Elche, which was a huge shock to everybody, and that's what FC Barcelona needed. And man, goals here, 2 from Lewandowski, 1 from Alejandro Balde, his first in FC Barcelona colors, and a first in FC Barcelona colors as well for Jules Kounde, who got in on the action as well, scoring Barcelona's 4th goal of the game. And also actually in this game, believe it or not, a first assist for Pedri this season. That's just my dog joining in the background. A huge Barca fan is my dog, and clearly she's happy that this 27th La Liga title has happened. And just some of the stats behind this: yes, of course, number 27, but also the least number of goals conceded up to this point by any team on 13. Hopefully Barcelona can manage to not concede more than 2 goals in these remaining games, which I don't know if that would be the case considering the fact that everybody knows this thing is already in the bag. But also, aside from that, doing it with 4 games to spare and also doing it 13 points clear of Real Madrid and 16 points clear of Atletico de Madrid, or unless I'm mistaken, it should be 14 points actually clear of Real Madrid and 16 clear of Atleti. It was that kind of a day. It was wonderful, honestly. It just had coronation feels about it the entire time this game. No Barca fans, ironically, were allowed in the Espanyol stadium. So, they did their best to create an environment which would help their team be competitive, blah, blah, blah. But once FC Barcelona really got hold of the ball and scored that first goal, there was really only one direction that we were going to see in this, and I'm not talking about the band, I'm talking about the one direction that was Espanyol getting thumped. With that victory, of course, FC Barcelona not only secured La Liga, but also moving on to a total of 85 points, one of the highest across all the leagues in Europe this season. They do have a chance to actually hit a total of 97 points this season. Can Xavi motivate them for that? I wonder. At least I know 2 players who will be motivated for the rest of the season, Lewandowski and Marc-Andre ter Stegen, both of whom will be chasing titles and chasing records of their own. Lewandowski will be trying to win his first Pichichi, and ter Stegen, of course, he'll want that Zamora, which it's probably already in the bag by now, but he'll also want to do it without conceding any more goals. So you'll probably be cool with 1-0 victories the rest of the season. And that's the other thing about this season, all the 1-0 victories, 11 in total, that took us to this league title. And it's really just an amazing transformation of this team that we've seen since Xavi Hernandez came back. Of course, since there was a huge investment as well over the summer with those levers, a lot of trolling happened over those levers, all right? A lot of trolling about Barcelona's financial situation, but in moments like this, you see why some of those gambles were made. You're getting guys like Lewandowski, getting guys like Kounde, who have really been at the heart of a lot of what Barcelona have done well in this La Liga season. So this isn't going to be my typical match review, guys, because we're celebrating, okay? This is the 27th league title, our first league title without Lionel Messi since 1998. Let that sink in for a moment. Since 1998, some of you were not even born in 1998. You're not yet born. You were far from being born back then when Barca last won a Liga without Lionel Messi. And now they've been able to do it. And they've done it being led by Xavi Hernandez, who I think a lot of credit in this win has to go to him, because it's not an easy job what he's had to do, you know. Almost at every turn, players like Dembele, players like Rafinha, players like Fati, players like Ferran, players like Kessie, you know, all these guys at almost every turn, almost every other 2 weeks, you're hearing rumors of this player might not be at Barca next season. You know, that's very destabilizing for a dressing room, but he's been able to handle that entorno around him. He's been able to keep all of that under control and to get this team to be the most consistent in La Liga ahead of a Real Madrid team that so many wax lyrical about so many times. And he beat them as well to win this La Liga. He didn't do it by not winning against Real. He beat Real Madrid quite comfortably, okay, to win not just one trophy, but 2 trophies this season. Could have been 3 as well had things been differently for him and as far as the injury department is concerned. And it's honestly a wonderful platform for next season, knowing what we need to improve on, because, you know, we already know what we can do right. What we need to improve on, I think, is just generally keeping players fit, because that's really what hindered us this season. We could have easily made it deeper, and just look how far Inter went in the Champions League. You know, luck of the draw as well as good performances, that kind of stuff. Anywho, away from all of that, away from looking into the future, let's focus on the present, and the present right now is league title number 27 for FC Barcelona. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. You know, what was your favorite moment from this season? You know, what was your highlight of this league win for FC Barcelona? Personally, one of my highlights has been Alejandro Balde. I think without him coming through the way that he has, this season probably would have been a little bit more different. We would have probably still been good enough to win La Liga, but we wouldn't have done it in the same way, not with the same kind of, you know, 1-0 victories like so we've seen, not with as much pizzazz, I would say. So, you know, Balde, Christensen, and Araujo for me. Not forgetting Ter Stegen. How many one-on-one saves has that man made this season? Man, I'm just going to name so many people. But at the end of the day, I think that this league trophy, like I said, it's for Xavi, it's for Busi, our first captain since Lionel Messi to win a La Liga trophy. You know what I'm saying? I think that this La Liga trophy, it's for Xavi, yes, but it's not just for Xavi. It's also for Busi, it's also for PK, it's also for Alba. 3 legends who are not going to wear Blaugrana anymore, probably beyond this season. You know, it's looking unlikely that Alba will stay, as well as we already know Busi is on his way out. But also, you know, this trophy is about the guys like Araujo, the guys like Christensen, like Kounde, who have really put everything on the line to stop that ball crossing the line in FC Barcelona's half. Same as well for my country Ter Stegen. So it's honestly been a wonderful journey. It's been brilliant to watch. The high moments especially. There have been some moments where, you know, you definitely felt like it was a dodgy win, some of the 1-0s we got away with, but we're able to get those across the line just because of how solid we were defensively, how good our midfield was as well in getting us crucial goals. You know, guys like Pedri, guys like Kessie, guys like Gavi as well, performances that we've seen from them beyond their years, and of course the emergence of players like Frankie de Jong. So next season, we just need to improve on our attack. And honestly, not only do I think we can win La Liga once again, but we could easily make a good run in the Champions League. That tournament that has mocked us for so long, we're now on the right path. For starters, we're going to go into the group stage draw as a seeded team. Thank God. Anywho, that's that for me, guys. Once again, like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Otherwise, congratulations once again to Xavi and his boys, bringing home a 27th La Liga title.